So it's a good little tip you guys should see. As we see Foreplay pick up
a wonderful headshot for the
Plays up the AK-47. Oh,
and Foreplay is continuing to dominate everyone right now.
What up, channel? It's Foreplay, and this is the Pro Scene episode 14. As always, I'm here with Sharp, and today we're going to be talking about connection issues inside gaming. As we all know, connection is such a big factor towards whether you win or lose, or whether even you play good. I know living on the East Coast, I've played on people on the West Coast so many times, and I've struggled just because of the connection issue alone, not because the other team is better than me. However, today I want Sharp to talk about it a little bit, and then I'll speak my mind on it.
Yeah, when you're playing and you're living on the East Coast and you're playing someone on the West Coast, you always want to try to say if you're playing on the game battles ladder during the regular season, you want to try to get one of the high seeds. So when you do go to the playoffs, you are playing. You're gonna have you're gonna host more maps, so you're gonna have the higher advantage. You're playing against those West Coast teams, you're gonna have the greater advantage against them. Now, if you are playing on their host, some things that you can do is you have to know what you want and what you do and want to challenge. So as far as gunfights, you don't want to really try to challenge people from too far away when you're on a West Coast connection and you're from the East Coast or vice versa. And you also want to try to corner camp more. And I know that sounds like a kind of a scared way to play, but camping corners, whatever gets the win, it doesn't really matter what you're doing. Exactly. It's all about winning the game, and camping corners is going to help you when you're having connection issues.
As always in the pro scene, we try to preach to you what matters the most, and that's winning the game. Don't always try to take everything we say as in, like, you have to camp or you have to do this. But if you're struggling against someone that feels like they live in Saudi Arabia and you are living in New York, you're going to struggle a little bit. Or sometimes people from the UK are forced to play on American hosts if they're in a 360 Icons tournament, which is completely unfair, but it is the rules of the game. And I have so much respect for those players that can play well and advance their game and stuff. But it comes down to, at the end of the day, trying to win the game. And if you have to camp to do that on connection issues, then please do that. Also, I want to give you an example. There was a team in COD 4 called ATZ. They're predominantly a West Coast team. My team being all East Coast players, we would always struggle when we had to play on their hosts. So we would try to make them host the searches because it was like limit us, and we didn't have to try to play running gun game types on their host. There's so many times where we would lose gunfights, or it felt like we were literally playing on 2-bar, and sometimes we were on 2-bar. It was so bad in COD 4, in fact, that sometimes teams would set other teams up in a sense of like hosting. Like certain people would lie and say they couldn't connect to this host, or certain people would like pull their Xbox right as everyone connected so people couldn't connect and stuff. It got crazy. People wanted to use their host advantage like to a T, and people still do that to this day. I'm not saying that it's fair. I wish that there was a way we could set up hosting different and there was like a neutral host where everyone was 4-bar because everyone would stand out. But a lot of it does have to do with connection issues. But we're going to try to give you some tips on how to improve your connection, or what we did that kind of helped us a little bit, and maybe these tips will help you a little bit.
All right, well, first, you want to make sure that if it's possible, you want to hardwire to your router. What that means is have an Ethernet cable going from your Xbox or PlayStation 3, whatever you're using, and have it connect to your router, because you don't want to play wireless. That's just going to downgrade your internet. And go to speedtest.net .net and run a speed test. See what your speed is, and see what your download and your upload speed is, and just imagine what it's going to be if you're playing on wireless. Now, like the average internet is probably like 20 down, 2 up, something like that. If you're playing on wireless, which that's what my internet used to be, and I would play on wireless, and my connection would always drop down to like 2-bar, and whenever I would host, it'd be terrible, and playing on West Coast, it would just be terrible.
Yeah, and another thing, call your ISP and see what upgrades are available for you. Like maybe for $10 more, if your parents, if you live at home or whatever, will let you upgrade, then try to upgrade, even if it's like $10, just to get yourself a better download or a better upload. For those of you that don't know what speed test is, definitely check that out. And then also, I think there's different routers that are better for different things, I think. And there's actually like gaming routers and stuff. So we're just trying to help you to the best of our ability. Do you have anything else that you want to speak on?
No. If you guys want to know, the router that I use is actually a Mac. It's a Mac router. I can't even think of it. A time capsule, that's what it's called. It's a pretty good router. It's one of the top routers out there.
Definitely. So either way, as always, this is 4Playing Sharp with Team Envious and the Ego Killer Nation. And for the next one, if you guys have any questions, comments, or anything that you want us to talk about, please feel free to use the comment section below. Either way, channel, take care.
Peace.